how's it going? Today's video is gonna be so much fun. I've been really looking forward to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna challenge myself to decorate one of my Christmas trees with only things I can find at the dollar store. I've never done anything like this. I don't even know what kind of things I'm gonna run across. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in the car and head toward Boise, Idaho, because there's a lot more dollar stores that way. So I think I might run into better selection than at just the one dollar store that we have here in town. So here we go. I see you, Russell. Hey, kitty. Are you burning off some energy out here? I hope so, so you'll stay out of my Christmas trees. Yes. He's so cute. Hi.
What can I get for you?
Can I get a 16-ounce skinny chai extra hot?
Yeah.
All right, so I made it to Meridian, which is really close to Boise. And now I've got to figure out where all the dollar stores are at over here. I don't even know. Give me directions to the dollar store.
I didn't get that.
Apparently, I don't know how to work our vehicle. I figured it out.
Turn left now.
I would have done it much quicker just using my phone. I've arrived at the first dollar store, and it better be worth it because the traffic is horrible over here today. I come from a city of about 11,000 people, and now it takes like 30 minutes to go 4 miles over here. I probably better pick a theme before I continue on too far. These are nice. There's a lot of them in this one little skein. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 Christmas balls for $1. I think I'm gonna stick with classic red because it seems to be the most abundant color, but I'm not surprised that they're a little bit picked over at this point because we're getting close to mid-December. I got to this project a little late. I think I could make these little picture frames into little ornaments. All right, first up, I spent $28.62. So I feel pretty good about what I've been able to find so far, but I went ahead and Googled other dollar stores in the area, and there's really not that many that aren't the same type of store. So this is a Dollar Tree, and all the rest of them are Dollar Trees. So I'm thinking that if I went to multiples, I'd probably run into the same kind of things. So I texted my sister-in-law because she lives over here and asked her if she knew of any other bargain places I could go to, and she suggested Target because there's that little $1 section right inside the front door. What a great idea. And there's a store called Big Lots. So I'm gonna try those two places because it still counts as long as I'm getting everything for $1, I think. Well, Target didn't really have much in the way of decorations. They had like a lot of like pencils and pens and like random gift tags and stuff like that, but no ornaments. All right, I'm gonna try one more Dollar Tree. So far from what I can see, it looks like there's a lot more Christmas stuff at this store. I had a ton more success at this one. Spent $42.40. Got a ton of stuff. So the back seat is getting pretty full. I'm gonna try one more store. Only because I don't have a tree skirt yet, and I don't wanna have to cheat. I have tons of fabric at home I could use as a tree skirt, but I wanna see if I can do this completely on the cheap, like from scratch. That's why I bought the roll of jute twine. Like, I have tons of jute twine at home, but I wanted to kind of prove that you could do everything from the dollar store. So we'll see what I can find at Big Lots. I have never been to a Big Lots before. So these are pretty awesome. They're $8 for the package, but there's 8 ornaments, so that's $1 a piece. That counts. So I'm super impressed by what I found at Big Lots. I did spend a little bit more per item, but let me turn the camera around and explain why. So I got a couple spools of this ribbon. There's 60 feet per spool, red plaid, and it was $7 per spool. But the dollar store stuff was $1 for 9 feet plus tax, which is a really similar price. So I made sure to keep everything really, really close to $1. At this point, I feel like I have more than enough stuff to decorate this tree. In fact, I'll probably have leftover that I can take back. So I'm gonna head home now and start decorating. Okay, so here is all the stuff I got. The nutcrackers right there, which I think are my favorite, I picked up at the dollar store here in town. I got 7 of them. I really wish that I would have gotten more. But I have the hot glue gun all revved up because I'm gonna have to hot glue a piece of jute twine onto their little hats in order to make them ornaments. So here's the ribbon I got today. These were $1 a piece. These were the spools that were $7, but they're 60 feet. And then I did get a box of Christmas cards here. There are 16 of them for $5. I'm not gonna use, of course, all of them for the tree. I'll use some to actually send, but I bought them to go in these dollar store frames. So I have, these are 4x6 little gold frames, and then these are 2x3. So I can put jute twine on these as well and make them ornaments. And it seems like a lot of the stuff I was finding at the dollar store was very glittery, which I don't mind, except for I'm gonna have a mess on my hand. I've got some red icicles, some gold balls that are glittery, red glittery snowflakes. I found one, this is super cute, one plaid ornament, these gold flowers, more ribbon, and there's the jute twine. And then the red cardinals, sparkly reindeer. These are the other things I picked up at Big Lots that were $8 for the box, but when they were rung up, they were 20% off. So I was figuring $1 per. That was my justification for buying them, but it turned out they were only 80 cents per, which is awesome. I love them, they'll go great with the nutcrackers. And that's the other style right there. So then some other glittery things. This is what I'm gonna actually make into the tree topper. So I'm gonna flip one side over. I'm gonna glue it together, kind of like one-handed. I'm not very dexterous. Kind of like that, so that I've got something to go on top of the tree. Some more icicles, and then I got some multiple different kinds of picks. Of course, I'm gonna tear off all of the yucky looking fake leaves, but there was some really good glittery pine cones on the end of a lot of these that I thought I would use. And then the red berry picks. And then we've got some more tubes of Christmas balls, just different golds and reds. Some are sparkly, some are not. And these I bought just for myself because I love them. So let me tell you a little bit about this tree. So I think it's 7.5 feet tall. Maybe it's just 7 feet tall, I can't remember. But it's only 2.5 feet at the base. So it's just a tall, narrow tree. So it's not super huge. So like I said, I think I got plenty to fill this tree up. I might have extras to put on my other trees, or I might take them back. But let me turn the camera around and give you a close-up. So I did not find a tree skirt, so I'm going to have to cheat on that part and use some fabric I already had. But I didn't add any lights at all to this tree. Usually I add extras. So I don't know if you can see, it's not like the best quality tree, but I think it's pretty nice, especially when you get a bunch of junk on it. You cannot tell the difference. Since I'm not adding any extra lights to this tree, I'm just gonna start in with the ribbon. That's the first thing I always do, is ribbon and the tree topper. So I'll stop after that is done and show you kind of how I did it and what it looks like just with the ribbon on it. And then we get to move on to ornaments. All right, so the initial stage of ribbon is done. Initial, and I might be messing with that a little bit. But now I'm gonna put the tree topper on, which is this glittery star, but I need a little bit of hot glue. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a tree skirt. This is not a skirt, this is just a piece of fabric that I had on hand. So I'm just gonna puddle this at the base of the tree. Okay, so there's the tree skirt. It doesn't match perfectly, but it will do for this year since I couldn't find anything. I'm really happy with the way the ribbon looks though. I only used one spool of the plaid, and then I used, let's see, so one spool of the plaid and 3 spools almost of the gold. So I have this much of the gold left and only this much of the plaid left. So that made 2 huge bows and wrapped around the whole tree. So now I'm gonna move on to the next biggest item, which will be the picks. So the buried branches that I bought. So I'm gonna go over, grab those, and then try to tuck them in here and there and see if I like the color contrast. If I don't, I can always spray them with a little gold paint, and I think that would be pretty. But hopefully they'll just match and blend in, and then we can move on to ornaments. I used all 10 of the picks that I bought. So far with the ribbon, the tree topper, and the berry picks, I am in $22. So now we get to move on to ornaments. So I like to start with the biggest stuff first. So that means the nutcrackers, which you can see that I already hot glued some jute twine to the back. So just a little loop of jute twine with some hot glue. And then I bought a bunch of 2x3 little black picture frames that I'm making little ornaments that say peace and joy from another set of Christmas cards. So I will demonstrate one of these real quick. I enlisted Aaron's help to hold the camera for a second so you guys could see these big ornaments kind of being tucked into the tree. So I bought 5 of these bigger frames. There's one with peace and joy, 2 with greetings, and 2 with Merry Christmas. And then I've got 7 nutcrackers, only 3 of them here, but I've got 7 total to put in the tree. It's gonna take some manipulating of the branches a little bit. Probably didn't even need to put ribbon on these, you guys. I could have just nested them right into the tree. I always like the look of having some really bold ornaments in the tree along with some littler ones.
What'd you get on your arm?
Oh, nothing. I don't know. I got gold spray paint on my hands when I was spray painting the little flower for the berry picks. Okay, last one. I think I need one on this side. This is the benefit of having a fake tree. We have to because of the wood stove. The real ones would just dry up like that. But the benefit is that you can manipulate and bend branches however you need to get the ornaments to fit in. It's really nice. I do miss having a real tree. I grew up with real trees, but this is a happy alternative. All right guys, at this point I think I'm just gonna work on placing the rest of these smaller ornaments. See, I have a ton of ribbon left over. I way overbought. You can tell I've never done this challenge before. But I'm keeping track of what's going on the tree. So I'm gonna probably start with these right here because they've got a little bit more design to them. And then I'll move on to things like this right here. Then I'll show you what it looks like in the end. All right guys, I'm placing the very last ornament. Isn't it pretty? Look at it. So I'm calling this Classic Christmas because like as far as style goes, because of the nutcracker, and then the red plaid, of course, looks so classic. And then we've got Merry Christmas in there. There is a Santa in here, and reindeer, and then these just look kind of vintage to me, these little glass balls. And these are glass, I broke one. Only one casualty. And then I tucked in some real glittery ornaments like these snowflakes, and there's some icicles and Merry Christmas signs. Anyway, I think it turned out really pretty for a dollar store decorated tree. I added it all up and it was $62 for everything. That's bows, that's all the ornaments, everything. So $62 minus a couple of supplies I already had on hand. So let me turn the camera around, I'll show you those supplies and then everything I have left over, and it's kind of insane. I could decorate another tree with the amount of stuff that I have left over. Okay, so these are the supplies I used that I had on hand. My hot glue gun, my scissors, I used a couple pieces of paddle wire to attach the ribbon, and then I used a little bit of this gold spray paint for the berry picks. And then this right here is everything I have left over. Oh my word. So there's Christmas cards. I ended up only using one of the little frames. I way overdid it on ribbon, but I can never have too much ribbon. So I've got the jute twine and the red ribbon I used for the large frame ornaments. And I've got some extra plaid and gold, red. And then there's some extra boxes of glittery ornaments. One extra box of these, I just couldn't make those fit. Some icicles, which I didn't realize were silver and not gold. So these can go on my silver and white tree. It's actually quite perfect. I can use those. The red cardinals I did not use. And then these Christmas balls. So I'll probably keep all that extra stuff just because it was so dang cheap. And they're really great filler ornaments, like those glittery things you can tuck in like the interior part of the tree, and it helps bring a little sparkle and light. You don't even have to hang them on a branch. They're so light, they just kind of nest in there really nicely. So I'll keep those. The Christmas cards I'll use, of course, and all the rest of them I can fit into a tree somewhere else. So anyway, all in all, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I had no idea that dollar stores actually carried things that, I don't know, that when you put them together, they can be really pretty. There's one last look. We'll get some good, hopefully some good pictures and things tomorrow when we've got some natural light. It's getting quite late and it's dark outside right now. Kind of hard to see all the detail anyway. So anyway, you guys, that is it for this dollar store tree decorating challenge. It was really fun. It's been a long day. I am ready to go lay down or sit down, one of the two. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.